So one other thing that I mentioned in my sneak peek is that I said tanks probably aren't going to be a meta. I'm going to backtrack on that statement right now. Skull Army, Boom Community, back on the dev build for Boom Beach Warship Season 75 all in place. With the introduction of the Undercover Rifleman and the Hidden Warrior, it does look like this might be a little bit of a sneaky season, but rest assured, or better yet, be reassured, don't be fooled by Pirate Johnson and Mohawk Warrior, because their window will be fun, but it's going to be very, very small. Let's do this. Good morning, good afternoon, and yes, good evening, Skull Army and friends. It's your boy, your friendly neighborhood SkullCrusher, coming right back at you with another Boom Beach video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about day one for Boom Beach Warship Season 75, all in place, and the direction that the tech and the meta will be going. Pretty much your day one tech path, hypothetically predicting the direction that we will be going. First thing I would like to point out here for Season 75 is our linear ER progression. So once again, what that means is that our engine rooms are in a straight line on the top path. So yes, it does look very exciting with the Undercover Rifleman and the Hidden Warrior, but I think things are going to be getting pretty dirty, and the Fizzle Meta will be emerging pretty soon, meaning that their flame and their window will be extinguished and closed very soon. We might just have about day one or day two, at least for the competitive players, to make actual use of these two invisible troops. Of course, then going back to the casual players, where you're not so focused on the competitive nature of reaching the leaderboard, staying ahead of the pack, you can pretty much pick up everything and have as much fun as you want with these invisible troops. If winning is not the matter, or if winning is not the object, then just drop them and have fun. Pick up your chest and do your thing. This is Warships. You play your game your way. But then coming from the competitive side, yeah, the competitive players most likely will not be using the Undercover Rifleman and the Hidden Warriors. One thing I would like to point out here with our engine rooms is that we do have linear ER progression. So if you pay attention to the top path here, our engine rooms are in a straight line, and that's it, going from the left all the way to the right there. And once you get into 4 engine room, so of course this is 2 ER right here, this is 3 ER, so 3 going into 4, you do have 4 nodes that you have to collect here. But then of course once we do get into 4, from 4 to 5, it's just 3 nodes, from 5 to 6, it's 3 nodes, and then of course from 6 to 7 ER, it is 3 nodes. So it's going to be very easy to just progress from engine room to engine room because we have a linear ER progression. You're just staying on that top path and you're just moving forward. But the problem with that, again, is that you're not, your tech is probably going to suck because all of the goodies are tucked away there pretty much on the middle and bottom path. Now, once again, you're going to have some bare minimum on the top path there if that is what you choose to do, to rush ER to ER, but I don't think you're going to have as much fun as hanging back a little bit more and picking up some of the tech, some of the better tech, stronger tech that will be on those mid and bottom paths here. So, very interesting tech tree. We have had linear ER progression before, but on the bottom path. I don't think we've had it before on the top path of the tech tree here. So let's go back to 2 engine room here. Let's go back to pretend we're on Monday here for the start of the season. For 2 engine room, your starting tech, or for starting the season, your starting tech, it's very standard. We have our gunboat, we have our landing craft. For defenses, we have sniper and machine gun. And then for troops, two invisible troops with, of course, Pirate Johnson and Mohawk Warrior, our Undercover Rifleman and Hidden Warrior here. And then you start making your decisions as a player here. But this right over here, this multi-node with the proto weapons, the prototypes that we do have available in 2 engine room, specifically the damage amplifier, the dual damage amplifiers. Now that is only a level 1 DA, which will be doing plus 50% additional damage, but 2 of them combined will be plus 100% additional damage. And one thing that I didn't really showcase in my sneak peek video for Season 75 is the flamethrowers here. I didn't even have them unlocked. I didn't even have them placed with that, with those damage amplifiers, that machine gun nest, which looked absolutely filthy. So, you know, picture 2 damage amplifiers. Picture all the machine guns, and remember there's a multi-node here that does offer 2 machine guns. I believe it is in 3 ER. Yeah, it's that first node right there, so you can have 2 additional machine guns or 2 additional flamethrowers, which is why with the machine guns, and keep in mind that we do have shock mines on the bottom path there in 2 ER as well. Yes, you do have to, you know, branch off a little bit, but I think a lot of players will be getting the dual damage amplifiers. The Crystal Shield Projector is going to be a great counter to those dual damage amplifiers. It's nice that we actually have Medkit and the Crystal Shield Projector, because Supercell even knows how filthy things are going to get here. But then, yes, we do have Shock Mine, there is Troop Damage, and then, of course, going into 3 ER, we have Boom Mines also readily available, and Flamethrowers. So we've got the nastiest of the splash damage defenses, some of the nastiest. Flamethrower, Machine Gun, Mortar is available on that top linear path in 3 engine room. And keep in mind that the 3 ER layout is a choke point. There's a choke point on the right and the left side. So I think some players are going to be bundling up those dual damage amplifiers and just making a filthy nest with the machine guns, with the flamethrowers, which is why I think our Undercover, our hidden, aka our invisible troops, are going to have a very challenging time trying to powerhouse their way through that. So one other thing that I mentioned in my sneak peek is that I said tanks probably aren't going to be a meta. I'm going to backtrack on that statement right now. I'm going to say that yes, I honestly do believe that tanks are going to be a meta, just due to the fact that our invisible troops, our hidden warriors, and our undercover riflemen, they're going to fizzle. And they're going to fizzle pretty bad. So tanks are a lot slower, but they do also have a lot more mustard in the bottle. They got a lot more health. They can take that abuse. They have a little bit more range and distance. So it's a slower attack, but it's a more consistent rollover. So to counter these filthy splash damage layouts that we're going to be seeing in 2 and especially in 3 ER with the choke points on the left and right side, it's going to get gross. Some players are going to be able to make it happen and manage it. You know, I haven't talked about Sergeant Brick and the heavies yet as well, but the heavies might be a great addition as well. Keep in mind that Flare is there, so most players will be splitting their ERs in 3 engine rooms, so that you're going to see 2 ERs on one side and 1 ER on the other side, which is why Heavy Rush I think still might be fast, but Shock Mines are going to really slow it down. You know, Boom Mines are slowly going to chip them away, which is why I think ultimately it's going to come down to the tank meta. So I'm gonna say that tanks probably will start shining on day 1 for 3 ER, especially for the players that don't rush directly to 4 ER. A lot of my competitive players, shout out to my leaderboard players, shout out to Sugar Ship, massive peace, love, and respect. Of course, our homies over at Join as well. A lot of these players will be making it to 4 ER and avoiding avoiding the mess that 3 ER is going to be. But there's going to be a handful of players, and by a handful, I mean a majority of the players that will be stuck in 3 ER a little bit longer. So I just want to warn and just give my 2 cents pretty much that I believe it's going to get really, really filthy. I think it's going to be a trap. You know, we're going to see these invisible troops, and we're going to be like, oh my god, this is new, this is fun. But they're not very good, especially going up against damage amplified splash damage nests with choke points. That's exactly what we're dealing with 3 engine room. So that's where our friends, the tanks, are going to come out and shine. Remember, you can, boost them with Sergeant Brick with that battle orders. I don't think you're going to need her Iron Will, but even Cluster Buster with the max level Brick is a great hero ability to freaking do cluster damage to defenses in the surrounding area. And, Brick can pretty much single-handedly take out engine rooms with a, max level Brick with max level Cluster Buster. Very, very exciting. So 4 engine room gameplay, I think, is going to get a little bit more exciting, but I think we'll talk about that as we do get a little bit closer. For me, myself, I know for day 1 of Season 75, I will be nestling in for 3 engine room. It most likely will be day 2 or day 3 that I'll be taking that jump to 4 ER. So, Skull Army, boom, community, if you have made it this far into the video, leave me a comment. Let me know on what your thoughts are on how day 1 is gonna go. Please do not forget to leave a like. It does mean the absolute world to me, does help the channel grow, and yes, of course, it does appease our YouTube algorithm overlords. Looks like we will officially be wrapping things up. It's now time to make like a Tom and cruise. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a wonderful day. Peace!